Welcome to our review of the new AR drone version 2. My name is Oki Vermeulen, and together with my friend Dani de Beer, we're going to have a look at the new AR drone version 2. By now you should all be very familiar with AR drone. They're made by Parrot, and they're the people who brought the quadcopters to the masses. They made this great little product, as the same as version 1, and it's controlled through your tablet or your smartphone. They made flying a quadcopter very intuitive. It took the fumbling fingers out of the equation, and it was actually so easy to fly that I was able to just put the tablet in my little son, he's 9 years old, in his hands and just play with it without having to worry about it lying in pieces on the ground after a few minutes. Today we'll have a quick unboxing, also compare and talk about this new version and the old one, compare the two, and we'll get it charged and ready to fly and have a quick look at what it does. We'll also do a separate video on the loading of the software and also focus on the Wi-Fi part of it and how to set up your tablet or your phone to get it working. Have a look in the description below for a link to that video. Just a quick disclaimer, we don't work for Parrot. We're not associated with them or with their branding or any of the affiliated branding. Parrot, who are the makers of AR drone, was kind enough to ask us to play with it and give our honest opinion, and since we don't have anything to gain by giving it a biased review, an honest opinion is what you're going to get. So let's just get going with this. What you're looking at here is the first very successful AR drone version 1 with its outdoor and indoor hull. As you can see, it's still in great shape after many flights and mishaps, and still going. And this then is the latest and the newest and the greatest version 2. Okay, so the box arrived here in one piece, and it's quite a sturdy box, so I'm happy that you will get your drone in one piece unbroken. Actually, it should take quite a lot for it to get damaged, since the drone itself is also very robust. Opening the box, this looks like the warranty procedure and guidelines, and the item checklist to see that everything is included in the box. Going through the main items on the checklist, we have the charger, the battery, we've got the different power adapters for the different countries, and below the quadcopter you'll have the manuals. This is the battery. It has a balance connector, which is needed for multi-cell LiPo batteries, and it will also help you when you plug it into the charger to see which side goes in first. The AC adapter is easily swapped out to a different connector for different countries. It's a matter of just twisting it. It's got a little clip, but it's very easy to change. Okay, let's have a look at it. It's very light. Feels good, and this looks like the manual. Get it out there. But if we go by the previous version, there's a lot of information in the manual, but really it's very intuitive. You're probably not going to even have a look at it. These are the labels, I think. They stick them on the side, and I'm not sure what they're about. I think it's about got a VR app that you can use. Maybe we'll see if we can have a look at that at a later stage. Let's have a look. This looks like the outdoor hull. Yeah, that's the outdoor hull. The drone comes with two separate hulls, if you can describe it like that. One for outdoor, which don't have the protective rings on it, and one for indoors when you're going to bump into things. Let's have a quick look at the how the two versions compare. The white one is version 1, and the seems a little bit smaller. The new one, let's have a look if we keep them or put them together. They look very similar. They feel about the same weight. And just comparing the size of the two, they look pretty much the same. I'm sure the version 1 hole will probably fit on version 2, so if you have one of those lying around, we'll see about that. We'll test that one out later. The new frame of the outdoor hull looks a bit thinner and softer, but does seem to protect the propellers very well. I think maybe on version 1 this was a bit overkill, and they've saved a little bit of weight by reducing the thickness of the sides, but see if that is a problem later on. Taking off the hull is obviously very easy. You just unclip it at the back, and it's just got a little magnetic clip. Just pick it up and slide it off the front. This here is the USB connector for, I'm sure it's used for more than just the video recording, but the main feature for that is obviously just putting a memory stick in there and recording video to the memory stick. I love the way it's integrated in the Velcro strip. It keeps it nice and strong, and it's part of just tying down the battery. It looks to be a very sturdy connector, and it's easier than the micro SD cards, which are fiddly to work out when you're outside in the field or outside on the USB connector is definitely a better option. You don't want to work with fiddly micro SD cards when you're outside. It also forms part of the strap, so it's not going to get lost, it's not going to break off, and it's not going to eventually perish. It seems to be quite a sturdy connector. On the front here you have the higher definition camera, and you have the props. You can see the different colors. It all looks quite sturdy. On the bottom you have ultrasonic sensors. That's for sensing the distance to the ground. Obviously you also have a camera facing downwards, which you can just switch on your tablet. Motors and the bits all look the same as the first version, but they are stronger, and I'm not sure that we will be able to use any spare parts on if you've got an older version. So this is the outdoor hull. It just slides on from the front as with the indoor hull, and as you can see, this is the outdoor hull from version 1, and it also fits on here. It's not as sturdy and it's not as secure, but I'm sure you'll be fine flying it with the old one as well. So we've got a fully charged battery with a little green light indicating it's fully charged. It just unclips, and inserting the battery can't be easier. When you insert the battery, just keep the connector to the front. It just connects easier. And then obviously when you do connect it up, keep the drone level. It needs to be level to initiate properly. Once you plug in the battery, it's going to start to initialize. You'll see little red LEDs on each motor, and you'll see the motors one by one initialize themselves. Obviously you need to keep it flat, and once it's done properly, you'll see the green lights appearing on each motor. It also has a safety feature that if it tilts too much, it's going to register a problem and disable the quadcopter. Obviously when flying it's different, and you can do all sorts of maneuvers and do flips and aerobatics with this quadcopter, but when initializing and tilting without flying like this, it definitely registers if there's a problem. Free software that comes with the drone is available in all the app stores. You can just download it. It's called Free Flight or AR Free Flight. Version 2 is available at the moment. It's free. Just download it and install it on your tablet or your phone. It's very easy to do. Okay, so now we have the battery plugged in. It was initialized properly. It's got green lights, and the green lights also indicate that the Wi-Fi is now available. And on your tablet or your phone, you will then go to your Wi-Fi settings and look for the AR drone Wi-Fi that is available, and you need to connect to that. Once you've connected to the Wi-Fi, you just fire up the pre-flight app, and you'll get to the screen where you see all your options, and you get piloting, you've got the Drone Academy, photos and videos that's been recorded, drone updates, different games and demos and all sorts of things that you can get going and have a look at. But for now we're just interested in actually getting this thing flying, and so we'll just go to the piloting section. And there you go. Immediately what you'll see is the video footage of the front camera, and if we look at all the icons and the controls at the top here, you can see that you can start the recording of the video. It will record to the tablet and store it on the tablet, or if you have the USB drive connected, you can record to that. You can switch to the downward camera by clicking on the circular icon, and if you've got a problem or an emergency, click on the emergency button. Let's swap to the bottom camera, and you'll see immediately there's a difference in video quality. Obviously looking down you're not going to look at so much detail, you just actually want to see where you're landing, or it's very handy in the games that you can play with this drone. And the front camera is high definition obviously, and the one facing downwards is 600 by 480 I think. The menus are pretty self-explanatory. You have all sorts of settings in here, like recording to the USB stick, or setting up your aerobatic settings. You can also set your altitude limits, your vertical speed maximum. I mean, just go through the menus here. They're all very obvious, and it's very handy to have these limits in place so that you don't accidentally try, if something goes wrong, fly off into the sunset, or actually just go up vertically and you don't have control of it anymore. And then once you've played around with it a bit and recorded something, you can always go into the photos and video section and replay anything that you've recorded.